Hello, hi, it's me again, Kim Anderson, and welcome to my art studio. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. It's Tuesday evening, I think. Yes, it is Tuesday evening. That's so bad. I've been running in so many directions, I don't even know what day it is. I'm sure somebody else out there can relate. I can't be the only one. Anyway, I'm going to be working for a little bit in my art studio this evening. I'm waiting on Bill to get home, and so I've got a little quiet time. And yeah, so, and let's see if I've got some art puppies in there somewhere. No, they left. I had leftover biscuit, and I gave them each a little half of a biscuit from my dinner. And yeah, so they were all behind me a moment ago begging, and now they've gone somewhere else in the house. So anyway, no art puppies at the moment, but yeah. So tonight I'm going to be I'm going to spend a little hour seeing if I can pull this painting together, this drawing for this wedding photo. I'm going to switch over here so you can see the one that I'm talking about. There we go. And yeah, so I'm actually really excited about how this is coming along, but I got a few changes I have to make. And when I was painting the other day, just trying to draw this out, I kind of got in a hurry and I wasn't really paying attention. So, of course, immediately, haste makes waste. So, yeah, so welcome to my art studio, and you're welcome to grab a cup of coffee or whatever floats your boat and hang out with me as I paint this. It's been a joyous day. Had some good news today, and just, God is faithful. God is really faithful, and even in the face of adversity, I promise, if you hold out, if you hold out, you just wait, God will come through for you every time. Every time. The Bible says He works all things to the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. It's true. That would be my art puppies in the other room. Wrestling. Anyway. All right. Well, let's get back to it. Just wanted to take a moment to praise God today, and I'm thankful for anyone who watches this video or who supports my art or my live streams or just hangs out. God bless you, and I hope that that it lifts you in some way. And I'm a person that believes in the power of prayer. So if you are someone that is ever in need of prayer and want to reach out to someone who would pray with you or for you, feel free to reach out to me. So, all right. Well, let's get started on this. Let me see if I'm still learning how to use all this stuff. So, yeah. So anyway, we're going to get started. And I'm still working with my burnt sienna, and you can't see my little art table over here, but it's here. And yeah, so I'm still working with my burnt sienna, and I'm still kind of just applying it very liberally, using a lot of thinner. I'm thinning it really well, and what I'm going to do now, I've already got kind of a base coat, but I want to go ahead and go in here and darken. I want to darken some of this up a little more in here. And I don't really want it to get too thick. I really don't want it thick. But I need it darker. I'm going to start blocking in some of this as a little bit darker, just a tiny bit with this, and then I'll come in with more color. But I'm trying to work out these values, and that's the whole point of this underpainting. And I find when I'm doing something that has such intense values in depth as this evening photo. I really want to make sure that I do justice to getting these values right. So, yeah, that would be my art puppies doing their thing in there. That's what they're doing. Oh, goodness sake. Excuse me for just a moment. Just a moment. Georgia May. Slate Sherlock, come. 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 Good. In the art room. In the art room. There you go. Good girl. Good. Oh my goodness, y'all just making so much noise. And here I am. I see you, Georgia. All right, look. Here you go. 1, 2. All right. Turn another light on in here for you guys. There we go. All right, go do your thing. Georgia wants to play. I'll move the table over. Oh, that's come here, Georgia. Come here. There you go. I'm just giving you some room to play. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. There. There. Y'all can play in here. Please don't knock the food bowls over, okay? All right. Back to work. Back to work. Let's see. Art puppies. See, there they are. Georgia May. She's a typical Pyrenees. 23 and a half hours a day. She hardly moves. But when she does, she wants to play. And there she is. And Slate's not having it. Georgia's going to bite him on the leg. Bite him on the leg, Georgia May. Nope, now she's going to come in behind me. Alrighty then. Alrighty. We're going to come back over here to my artwork. Okay, here we go. Now we're back where we need to be. Alright, so as I was saying, now that I've got my puppies contained, I'm coming back in and I'm actually, listen to me. I am actually, I don't even know if I need that word, but I'm coming in trying to darken this value a little bit so I can do a better job. I really should just get some dark colors in here. I don't have time for all that. I don't have time for all that. All right, let me keep this stool out of the way. Get in here and see what I'm doing. Just trying to darken this a little bit up here. I want to use that one. Let's use this one. Oops, mess over here. Okay. I am going to cut this because I don't really want it this big because there we go. That's a little more manageable. This rag is clean. It's just stained, and I'm about to stain it some more. I like to use a rag for this part. I really do. This time to get some more paint out there too. I don't know what happened there in the corner. I've got some kind of little blip on my canvas here, and it just showed up, and I don't really know how or why. I'm just trying to freshen up this brown that I started so I can work with it a little more. It was a very thin glaze, so it dried very fast. Dried very fast. Alright, I want to get back to, I want to take some of this. I like this one. Because oh, come here. I just want to lighten this more. I wish I had spent more time on it when I first started. I mean, I still can. I just want to really see that a little better. I never start the underpainting unless I have hours to just play with it. And I don't usually need hours, but I don't usually start it unless I know I'm going to have hours so I can really work it properly. And I kind of didn't do that here, but it's okay because that's what I love about oils is you can always change direction. But I'm just trying to get some basic shapes cut in, and now I've kind of got to really commit. Got to commit. Bum, bum, bum. Burnt sienna out there, so I got a little something to work with. Here we go. Here we go. Come here. Get one of these rags, cut it in half again. Those blue paper towels that you get from like Home Depot in the box, they work really good for this too. I just don't have any more at the moment. But my favorite thing to use is just a cloth rag, a cotton cloth. Using a little straight paint thinner to kind of like bleach out that section of the canvas again a little lighter like I want it. I got a much lighter area in here. That's what I love about oil. You can take it back off. It's kind of cool. Enough to work with it. Okay, let's see. Slight, you did not. drawing part is the most challenging part, but so the shoulder is higher. Comes out there maybe. Dress I've got to lower, so let's find her neck. Move this way. And that would go up there, but I'm going to lower it because I don't want it right at her mouth. So if it would go there, and her mouth would be there, her brow there. Which would put well, that's a deal. You drop it. Okay, let's see. I'm not the quickest at the drawing part, but I usually get good results when I'm done. I'm not the quickest. But that's okay, because it's not about being the quickest. No, it's not there. Let's try that again. I'm off somewhere. See, I'm not the quickest, but that's okay. But it's kind of like when I learned to drive. The man who taught me to drive would constantly remind me, you can always stop if you go slow and think about what you're doing. And if you catch yourself before you have the accident or run into the post or whatever, you can just stop. And if you get yourself in someplace, you should be able to get yourself out of someplace. In any event, an art teacher would later tell me in the 8th grade, the beauty of oils is if you take your time when you're drawing, or drawing anything, I guess, really. If you take your time when you're drawing, get into a spot you can always stop. And oils are wonderful for unringing bells and redoing. So, I love painting in oils. I just get ahead of myself sometimes. I do. I get ahead of myself sometimes. And I just need to focus on the size of her head and stop trying to detail out. I need to add a little tiny bit of burnt umber in there. Darken up that drawing color just a tad. It would be my preference. Come on, I know I have a tube of umber somewhere. Burnt umber. Buy a lot of my oils in cans. But I still like to keep some in tubes. All right, so your head's too big. It's too big. That's why. The shoulder comes here. So they would have the dress coming up here, which is not what I want, because we're going to relocate here. Dress comes here, and here, and here, and here. But we're going to go back this way with it. And then her shoulder, either that or I lift her chin. Yeah, I'm going to lift her chin. Don't want to lift your chin. This is dark. This is dark. That umber. I'm still using a lot of thinner. You'll see this color is suddenly more brown. And so what I've done is, for some of this darker tint, I'm still kind of in the same family of colors. I just made it a little darker. I'm going to stop and remind myself to check. So there's a shoulder here, but it's very dark, and it's darker behind the shoulder. And this is the shoulder that goes beyond Claire, but I just about took that too high. Let's do that again. Let's move that higher up. Check these sizes here in a moment. Make sure I'm not off. But I'm just enjoying this process so much. That's what I do. I get into it and then I stop. I forget to stop and check my proportions. I think I've got her arm just a tad long. It's too forward. So yeah, so her arm, see, this is why we do this. Her arm needs to come this way. Elbow, there's her ear. Would be right there. There's her ear. Would be right there. I would put her eye there. And the beautiful brow. We'll come back and work on the face in just a minute. We will. We're not going to get too deep in the weeds and the details. I'm just trying to put enough in there that I can look at it and see, do I have my perspective, if I got the size right. I'm really not trying to put too much detail at all. I'm trying to avoid detail. I'm still really just trying to block in colors, but I've got to have this lightness. I'm just trying to decide if I got the face the right size. You know, these shadows gonna all line up when it's all said and done. And I think I do. I'm about to step back though and check. check where I'm at. Take some of that out. It's throwing me off. I got her. Her mouth too wide. This better. Softer. Should be soft. Soft. I'll pull her out of there when I'm ready. She'll come right out of there. And that nose is actually higher up. It's right in there. This is where I love Q-tips, because her nose is going to be right there. Now she's saying, no pun intended. Now I don't want it, I don't want it to look wide. I'm paying attention to my values. So I don't want to remove too much. I can always add back in, but I'm just trying to show that that's where the nose goes. It's a little lighter than the rest of the space around her. So everywhere I'm working, I'm trying to pay attention to my values. And that is why this underpainting, when you do an underpainting, is so helpful. And if you're just copying a painting, a photo, then, you probably get away without using. I've done that many times. But, I think I'm actually really close there, and I think a lot of this is going to be excuse me, I really want to create that depth in my underpainting as much as I can. So that's really going to tell me if I've got my values right. So I'm just picking up some more of that burnt umber and some sienna. There we go. I'm just going to try to block in. I'm going to block in. Some of these darker values in the back a little more now. Still using very lean paints. Lots of thinner. Just switched to a little darker paint with lots of thinner. It really helps your colors. I used to think, oh no, I'm not going to waste my time underpainting many years ago. But once I started underpainting, I quickly realized it's amazing how it helps you with your drawing and getting your values. It's just... All right, that's better. Back around over here. Take a moment and check on the art puppies? Uh-huh. There they are, Georgia May. She's out. Slate, he says, you got another biscuit? No, I do not. I see you. I see you. Okay, back to painting. Boom, boom. There we go. So yeah, so I'm just kind of going over that a little bit. Just kind of darkening that. I just want a little better. I'm going to give that just a second to set. And then trying to spread it out kind of evenly. It's very lean. Lots of thinner in that. It's more like a glaze. But you see it's darkened it quite a bit. So it gives me a little better idea. I'm going to go over here and do this to the top and to the other side as well. Actually, let me have a bigger flat brush. I do. Okay. Let's see, this flat brush cover a little more territory. Don't be afraid to use a bigger brush. Not be afraid to use the big brush. Oh, I'm enjoying this process so much. All right. And I'm going to come around from the other side to the right side of the little girl. You can see in the photo. And I have a little dipping stick. Get some more. Grab one of my little dippers. There's a dipper. See? A dipper. Well, dippy stick. I want this very lean, burnt umber and sienna. Very lean, very lean, very lean, but I really want to get some color. And so I will just get that canvas covered. I wrapped the image around my canvas. So my dress will come across and we'll go around the edge of the canvas over there. And you won't see that now, but I'll show it to you another time. We'll just wrap it right around there. So if you're standing to the side, you come into this room and this painting is hung, you're going to start seeing the image before you get all the way around the painting. So I just think it looks more finished when you wrap your painting. And some artists just put a solid color. I like to just wrap the image. That's just me. I don't know what I got on my canvas there, but it's getting fainter as I work around it. So we're just going to go with it for now. I have no idea what happened there. So it's very thin. What is that? Huh. But it's a bristle. It's a brush bristle. So, pay careful attention. So there's another shadow in here somewhere. just is. And I gotta figure out where this arm falls in here, because it falls in right in there. And I gotta drop her arm back, bring the skirt over here, bring her arm here, because her wrist should be even just with the outside of her shoulder. So Claire's, this is what's got me. Let's stop and check. Maybe. I mean, that's on the money there. So, if that's on the money, then that's where she comes up to. It's right there. That's the darkness. That's where that's it. I'm telling you, really, you have to start out with the negative space. The space around the image. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to wipe off a little of this, a little bit of this, with just a smooth rag. I'm just going. I don't want it too thick. I don't mind it being dark, but I don't want it thick. I'm not trying to put a thick layer of paint. See that spot? See that spot on my canvas there? I mean, it's not going to make a difference when it's all said and done, but it's irritating me as all get out, and I can't imagine what happened there. What happened there that that the oil is not covering it. But anyway, at any rate, I want this to be a thin glaze. I don't want it to be a coat of paint. So, and Sarah's hand will be there, and the little girl's arm will be there. So I gotta squeeze her in. And so this is off here somewhere. This is Sarah's, this is her wrist. It is almost even with her shoulder. And her hand falls back in this direction, right here. And then her fingers fall like that. Not quite that thick. All right, so if the hand comes around like that, no, that's not right. Arg, arg, arg. Let's try that again. Oh, I didn't know what that was. Oh, it was a piece of rag that got into my drink there. So now that I made a big mess, just drop a rag down there and clean that up. I didn't know it. I thought maybe I had something in there. I didn't know what that was. But anyway, yeah, we're not going to drink any more of that. It had something floating in it. Not nice. Blech. Anyway, let's see here. Let's get back on task. So, trying very hard to get these proportions right. I had the arm too big. This has got to come down. I got to fix this arm before I can move on to Claire. I've got to get this arm in place. And I think that's right. It's got to come lower. And this comes lower. Yep, that's correct. That's right. I've got very lean layers happening here. I could probably put a little more paint, but that's actually going to be covered up in a dark blue when it's all said and done. So, again, I'm just trying to cut enough of a darker value in behind that she starts to pop more, and I can actually see her coming out more clearly. Blend that a little bit. And if I let it sit there for a minute, it's not dry, but it'll get tacky enough that I can brush over it without completely removing it. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. I'm getting happier by the minute. Take a little more of that out there. Oh yeah, that's coming together so nicely. This is the best part for me. I love this part. I love exploring the values. Love this part. Now some artists get really detailed in this part. I'm just trying to define to make sure I've got enough of the likeness that even if I stray a little from the photo, it's very clearly, I think this hair needs to come higher. Needs to come higher. And I might have to lift your face higher. I'll know in a minute. That's all right. That's why we do this. That's why this is so helpful. By the time I apply color, I know this figure. I know this subject so perfectly that it comes together really easily at that point because I've taken time to get to know the layout and the I'm gonna pull this in. Q-tip dipped in a little thinner will really let me redefine this line. Trying to find exactly. Maybe we got a little more wave happening right here. This is really, yep. That did just that. That's going to be really bright, so I don't mind if I take it all. It's going to be a really bright. had that just like I wanted it, and then I fudged with it. I just had to mess with it. Get to my madness. All right. Let's see what I can do here. Trying to Yep, don't run. Don't you dare. Don't you dare run away. Or run. I just relocated you. I'm gonna start to put a coat of paint over that. I don't know why. I don't know why that did that. I don't know what caused that. I mean, it's going to be dark anyway. It's going to get a nice dark coat of blue, really dark, deep blue, but it just bugs me that I'm too far in to start this puppy over. And I think it's not going to be an issue. I think I hear Bill. I hear dogs barking. And that makes me think that would be Bill. Alright, let's just smooth this in. Smooth that in. And we'll let that dry tonight. Maybe that'll be enough for us to get a better cover over that tomorrow. I'm okay with that. It's so weird. It just showed up. It was just today. It just 1 second it was there and then it wasn't. I have no idea what I got on it that would literally obliterate the oil. That's okay. All right. And I kind of want to just blend that in. Let's see. So this arm here, this has got to come down. It's too high on the neck. Needs to come down. Arm needs to come down lower. Like that. Out more. Out more. Not the fastest, but I do get it right. Before painting begins, I have it right. And I know a lot of artists will project their work, but it just is so much more authentic when it's actually drawn the old school way. And I think it just improves my skills as an artist with every piece that I draw by hand and paint. So that's just my thoughts on it. I'm not the fastest, but I gets it done. Gets it done. Definitely that was the answer, and it's still a little too big. That was not Bill. Okay. All right. I'm going to take just a moment to put some ice in my glass. I will return right back. Stay. 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 You wait. I'll be back. Wait. see you, Miss Georgia. All right, and we're back. And we are back. So, I got this a little too light on the value here for her jawline, which is fine. I really wasn't going for a lightness there. Just trying to, I'm really going right now for getting my perspectives right and getting the sizing right. That's my main focus at this very moment in my values. This is all shadow here. Just trying to get some really big values laid in. And it's really beautiful to me how in this photo it's just stunning how like the shoulder disappears into the background. It's just stunning. To work from a photo that so perfectly captures that. That's too far back. Because this comes up here, and this is kind of in the shadow too, so this is all kind of... It really, really helps your drawing when you work out your values ahead of time. It's amazing. And what's funny is when you actually go to apply the color, you'll remember the areas where you had issues. Every time. You'll totally remember and you'll be like, oh yeah, and you'll know what you have to do. And that's, see, for example, that's not a hard line there. It's a soft variation, so I want to soften that. And this is not super light, so I'm going to put a little more tint to that, but not as dark as this, but not as light as this. See that? And down here, this and this are about the same. So I'm going to go back in with a little more. And I'm just going to check out. I'm actually going to do this, I think, with my finger and a rag, because I can kind of blend it, and maybe even my glove a little here. Yeah, there we go. That even looks better. And this is a reflected light. And I would be the man. All right, I'm going to pause for a moment.